Hey guys, Melissa Guzman here, and I am talking today about how do you get your real estate license. Oh my gosh, and my phone keeps ringing. This is what happens when I try to film. It's either that or I have like little kids running around in circles being crazy. But I am dedicated today, you guys. I am dedicated to you and getting you this information because this is actually something I get asked regularly. Why? Because I mentor people. Why? Because I attract agents and kind of get them started off on the right foot with a new brokerage, going on cloud, which more of that later. But basically, I get asked this a lot. So now it's time to put it in video form. How do you become a real estate agent? Okay, so there's a few different ways you can do it. And the main start, what I want to say is there are some prerequisites. You can do them online or you can do them in college classes, but usually you have to do your real estate principles and then one elective, which could be, and this is how it was when I got, if it changed, I'm sorry, and I'm in California. If you're in a different state, that's okay too. But generally, this is the process, okay? You have some prerequisites, and when you finish those prerequisites, which is usually real estate principles and one or two of things like finance, law, ethics. Actually, ethics might be mandatory, but either way, you finish your prerequisites, and there's plenty of online classes. If you're interested in getting your real estate license, hit me up. I will send you links to some online classes that I recommend. You could do it online and do your education that way. If you prefer to do something in person, there's in-person classes. With COVID, I don't know what kind of schedules there are, but I know that even at local colleges, you can get your prerequisites if that's just something that works best for you. I've always been an online person. That's why I'm on an online cloud brokerage now. That's why I do, a lot of this stuff online because it's just my jam. If that doesn't work for you, that's okay too. You could definitely do some college classes for your prerequisites. Then what do you do after you get your prerequisites? Well, when you have them, then you can apply for your state real estate exam, okay? And the real estate exam is an official exam that they do at government buildings, and it's timed and it's supervised, and you have to make an application to even take the exam. And when you do your application, you pay a fee and you submit your prerequisite education. So once that clears, then they give you your application date or your exam date. When you have your exam date, you have to be there on time. They give you a list of what the rules are. You take your exam, and then now, see, we used to have to wait. Now they tell you right afterwards if you've passed or not. And it's not something, I don't believe they give you a score anymore. They did back in the day, but now it's just pass or fail. So after you take your exam, you find out if you passed or you failed. And if you pass, which we're going to be optimistic here, then you pay your fee, you go and you get your license. Okay. So it's pretty straightforward how to get the license. I do recommend for people who are licensing the first time before your exam, there's some crash courses that you can sign up for studying. And again, if you're interested in getting your license, go ahead and hit me up and I'll send you those links for a crash course, which could be a day or a week that goes over specifically the exam questions, what to expect and how to answer. Because if you've ever done a government exam for licensing, for certifications, those more higher level for a lot of times licensing, they do try to trick you. So it can be very tricky to follow, to know how to answer these questions properly and know what to look for. So a crash course, in my opinion, is very valuable. When I first got my license back in the day, in 2002-ish, actually 2004-ish, I went to an in-person crash course and that worked for me. But that time I failed my first one. I had to take it again. And that time I was kind of arrogant thinking, I've been working in this industry for a few years now. I'm sure I'll have it, because I had been working as a loan officer. But no, honey, I ended up failing my first time that time. So the second time I took my crash course as was recommended by one of my mentors and I ended up passing. This last time when I reinstated my license, I didn't have to do all that prerequisite stuff, but I applied for my exam date, and then anything that I missed, I would study it, and then I'd do the test over until I knew them all. And then I would go and move forward, and then when I did that and I'd passed everything, then I would retest all of them again so that I was familiar with how they were asking these questions, the answers that were most likely to be useful. They don't ask the questions exactly like they do on those practice tests, but you get the idea of the kind of answers they're looking for, if that makes sense. So I highly recommend it. If you're looking to get your real estate license, reach out to me and I'll give you a link on the one that I used that got me to pass the first time when I re-examined to reinstate my license this last time 3 years ago. So, of course, that's not where it starts. Getting your license is just the beginning. That's not exactly how to become a realtor, right? That's how to get your real estate license. So after you get your license, I know you're super excited and you're like, I'm ready to do everything and make millions of dollars. Okay, well, what do you do next? Well, you got to pick a brokerage. You got to pick somewhere that you're going to hang your license and start working. And this is not as easy as you may think it is. I can tell you firsthand that I've worked for several brokerages that I just didn't get, the training, the leadership, the organization that I really felt I needed to be successful. Luckily for me, I'm pretty resourceful, but I definitely did it the hard way. I had to really find mentors and really ask the questions and beat it out of them, because sometimes people are very tight-lipped. They don't want to share their secret sauce. So I was always researching, learning, asking questions, pushing the envelope, doing things that maybe my peers were not willing to do, like videos, right? So you want to pick a brokerage that is along with the culture that you're expecting, okay? If you're looking for a brokerage that is hyper local, which means like they focus on your town and maybe one or two surrounding towns, but that's what they focus on, then you definitely want somewhere that you can pop in and talk to people and shadow them. If you're someone who wants to work a little bit more independent, maybe a virtual brokerage is more efficient for you. There's a lot of different ways to decide what brokerage works for you. And if you have any questions on that, please put them in the comments or message me directly, and I'd be happy to talk to you about it. But I'm definitely going to be putting together how to pick a brokerage. So when you do pick your brokerage, that'll be another video. But when you do pick your brokerage, what do you do? Well, you officially are a realtor. You're hanging your license somewhere. You're paying your dues, becoming a member of your association. You're getting a lockbox. So all of that stuff costs money. So you want to be prepared for, your real estate dues, your association, your lockbox, your MLS, your brokerage dues, and then all of your marketing material. It's not cheap to become a realtor, okay? But we make it back in one deal. So it ends up balancing out, I promise you. But you have to have a little bit of money to invest. Some brokerages will put up the money for you for certain things and then take it out of your first deal. So, that's something to think about. If you find a mentor that really believes in you and you guys could potentially have them pay for your dues, if you're willing to actually put in the work. If you want to just be on your own time and do what the hell you want to do, then don't put someone in that position. Pay your own dues. But, sometimes people are very willing to invest in you if they know you're a hard worker and you're going to be really like nose to the grindstone. I'm going to get this going. So that might be a way to offset the expenses, but there are some expenses associated with it. Getting your license, paying your association, paying your dues, your lockbox, and your marketing materials, all that stuff costs money. Even gas to go and show homes, if you're going to do that. If you have a listing, you have to have a sign outside. So how are you going to do that? So definitely plan ahead to have some money saved to invest in those things because it'll definitely be beneficial. And it also can help you with your brokerage decision. What kind of costs do they have to start up? Because some brokerages expect you to pay things up front. Some brokerages will pay for it initially and then get reimbursed from you. So now you're officially a realtor or real estate agent, realtor, depending on your association, and you have paid all your stuff. You've got your marketing materials. You're ready to go. What is the next step? Well, this is how you become a realtor. But what you need to do if you really want to start getting deals, that's a whole nother video, you guys. But what I will say is that you need to put yourself out there. You definitely just need to let people know that you're able to help them in whatever capacity, whether it's I'm going to go and open every door for you, or you're moving out of state, or you need information, or, whatever it is. Oh, you want to become a realtor. Hey, all of those are things that becoming a real estate agent can actually make you money. And if you want to know how, then make sure you reach out, like and subscribe this video, and pay attention because I'm going to be giving you all that information. And I'm really looking forward to it. And thank you so much for watching this channel. And just do me that favor, like and subscribe because it really helps me out and I can give you more information. So thanks for watching. See you next time.